Okay. Okay, so the recording has started. Okay. Okay. So for pin.net, so you could have let's make it practical, really. What do we do? Which image are we going to use really to just help us communicate that idea? I think I have an icon. Which icon am I using? Okay, let me use Proloco. Okay. Let me use Proloco is no, that image looks very scary. Let me see. What can I use? A laptop? Okay, let me just use a laptop, really. Okay, let me use this Pavilion's laptop, right? So I have this and I want to reduce it, right? So I'll come to image, resize. Now notice if I do maintain aspect ratio, whatever width I put here, watch this. If I'm reducing this, watch what happens. The height also is what? Being reduced. So I can reduce it to, let's say, okay. Okay, stop. Okay, all right. So I'll click on OK. Now you see it. So it's the same thing compared to the original one, but it's been reduced. Okay, so it's still the same thing. Let me just move this. So it's still the same thing. I'll mark this later. So it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing here, right? Just want to put them together so it's easy for me. So it's still the same thing here, right? So I'm resizing this while maintaining aspect ratio. Okay. All right. So let's look at the second one, this one. Okay. So we have this and we have this. Okay, see, I want this to be very practical. So this is what I'm going to do, Emanuela. I want this to be very practical, so I'm going to do this. I know. Okay, and I'm going to go to my pin.net and I'm going to make it very realistic. Pictures is a screenshot, right? Screenshot. Where is my screenshot? Okay. So I have this, right? So I want to make it very, very practical. So this other one, we reduced it, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is bring in this. So how do we do this? Okay, so let me just do this. So this is, I have layout, image rather, and then that's anti-clockwise. Okay, so I'm going to do it. Okay, that's anti-clockwise, but here I have it as 180. Okay, and then finally 90. Okay, so looking at this image, can you see what I did? Okay, can you see what I did? Sorry, I just got a message right now from, I don't know whose student it is. Let me see. Come in, let's see if I can forward this link. Okay, okay, just want to see if I can. Just give me a minute, Emmanuel. I'm trying to share this. Just give me a minute. Let me just share this. Um, okay. Let me just do it here. Okay, so I think I'm done. All right, so let's go ahead. Just going to resume sharing. Okay. So we have this, right? So let's go back to the paint.net. Let me move this Spotify here. So we have this, okay? So what have I done, really? What have I done? So here you can see that this is what I did as much as possible. Okay, so let's go back to that particular question. I can see this, okay, is move this here. Okay, I can also see you here. Is what I did was I rotate. Okay, now I rotate the image. Notice that I did 180. Did you see that? I rotate the image. If you want to do 90 degrees, you're going to do 90 degrees like 3 times, right? 90 times 3 is 270, right? So I did 180 and I did 90. So I will take the image 180 degrees clockwise. Okay, clockwise, and 90 degrees, 90. I will type it in full, 90 degrees. Okay, clockwise. These questions are practical. So there's no best way. There's so many ways to answer this question. But that's why when it comes to practical is the best form, because there are so many ways. Rotate the image 180 degrees clockwise and 90 degrees clockwise. That will get you. Now, the one I use now, I don't have anti-clockwise. If I had anti-clockwise, that would have been better, right? Let me undo. So for 90, if it was anti-clockwise, I would have done 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and then maybe do 90 degrees anti-clockwise. That would have been all. Okay, that would have given me that image that I wanted it to give to me. Do you understand? Yeah. So rotate the image 180 degrees. Emmanuel, what do you think is the best way I could have written this? Instead of saying rotate the image 180 degrees clockwise and 90 degrees clockwise, what would have been the best way? Let me see. What would have been the best way? I think I still have the Q&A open. Yes, VV guest. Please, can you do me a favor by typing your first name in full? I can't be pronouncing a VV. Do you understand?
Oh, I should write my first name. All right.
Okay, yeah. Your first name is good. Thank you. If you can just do that and join again, okay? All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, good. Oh, that's one of my friends today. He sent me a message on WhatsApp. So I just about paper one, and I was like, okay, you know what? Just join in. I can't say no. Literally, he's still doing the same thing. But I think he's done it. I think so, maybe. Okay. Can you hear me? Um, I'm still seeing Vivi. Maybe it's the network, and that will change. But can you hear me? Vivi. Okay. Vivi, can you hear me? Vivi, can you hear me? Okay, I think he's gone off again, probably to change the name or something. Now, you said 90 degrees counterclockwise. Yes, that's anti-clockwise. Yes, yes, anti-clockwise. That will work. Yes, 90 degrees anti-clockwise. But what about if I want to make it clockwise? Instead of saying 180 degrees clockwise and 90 degrees clockwise, which is what I did, right? What's the best way I could just save myself all that stress? I think I can just say, remember, it's rotating 90, 90, 90, Abi, and also 180, 90. All I can just say is rotate the degrees, rotate the image 270 what degrees clockwise, or excuse me, or the 90 what degrees anti-clockwise. Simple. Now, the other image, let's rotate the other image. Let's take it back. So how do we get this image here? So what we'll do is I'll go to image. Oh, there's even counterclockwise. Sorry. All right. Of counter will make it this. Okay. So what I will do is I can watch. Let me look at the image again. This one, I mean. I can flip horizontal. Can you see that? I can flip it horizontally. Simple. So all I have to do here is We've answered that question. So I'm going to what? Flip. You know that flip and reflect is the same thing, right? So flip the image horizontally. That's the best way to actually do that. So you flip it, okay? The next one is this, okay? So this is the same thing like this. Do you understand? This is the same thing like this. Or not? No, this is not the same thing. No, I'm coming. Let's check it. It's the same thing like this. Although this is what this was resized. It's the same thing as this, but all we have to do here is this. Let me undo. So all we have to do is, let's see. Can you see something, Manuela? I mean, Stephanie. Okay, can you see that? Now, if you look at this and look at this, you can see this question is practical. That's why I wanted to do it, so you can see that, oh, they are not just manipulating it. Okay, so all I had to do was what? Do what we call a brightness adjustment. Okay, I had to do what? A brightness adjustment. That was what I did. So I increased the brightness. Okay, so here, if I want to answer this, this thing is echoing. Let me leave this thing. It's echoing. No, just leave on this device. Okay. Okay. So I would just do what? Brightness. The brightness was adjusted. That is increasing the brightness. I don't want to put any number because obviously in theory, this is theory and you're not with your computer really. So I don't want to be specific because all I did was just really make this 100%, right? At the very least. And that gave me, at least to an extent, let me see, to an extent, what I wanted. Even if I make it 70, what happened to my image? Okay, to an extent, that gave me, okay, so that gave me 100%, which is 100%, really. Okay. So Emanuela, Stephanie, is that is that understood? Okay. Can I go ahead? Can I go ahead? Okay. Yes, script. Is that your name? Script? Script, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, so, no, that's not my name. Just my username. So if you don't
It's
mind.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are you the one that sent me a message on WhatsApp?
Sorry, excuse me. No,
Are you the,
I just joined. I saw the link on Discord, so I just want to check the
okay.
revision.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right.
Yeah.
It's fine. All right. Okay. Um. So moving on, question 13. Rock IT airline representative use a computer booking system to book flight for customers. A representative from the airline types in customer reference number, the number of passengers, departure time, departure date, departure airport, and the destination airport. A customer is planning. They've just taken the power supply. Let me see. I might need to have to use my mobile data. Let me see, just to be sure, so that I don't just go off. So let me just quickly do that. Let me see what is for me. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly do this. I don't want to. I don't know if the light is coming back. It should be. It should be able to put up the light in a moment, but I don't want us to be disconnected. Um, okay, so I think I can do this. Let me do this. Let me just do this real quick. Give me a minute for this. Okay, so I just want to do this real quick because of the internet. Data just 25. Um, okay, so let me just quickly do this. All right. Yep. So I can. Okay. Yeah. Just want to be sure. Okay. What's happening? Okay. Okay. So it's successful just in case. All right. Just in case my Wi-Fi goes off. The Wi-Fi goes off. I can just continue the class. All right. So let's go ahead. All right. So a representative from the airline types in the customer reference number, the number of passengers, let's mute this, the numbers of passengers, departure time, departure date, and departure airport and the destination airport. So this is chapter 6 of the textbook, which is ICT application, and to be more precise, is for online booking, the booking system. And please let's know that when it comes to the booking system, you can actually do it in for movies, theater, etc., etc. Where's that textbook? Right here, chapter 6. Chapter 6. Okay, I've seen it. All right, chapter 6.2. What was 6.3? It should be 6.2. No, 6.4. Yes, this is it right here. 6.5. Okay, so we have the booking system, right? So it can be used for travel industries, for concert, for cinema booking, and etc. etc. So now going back to the question, they said describe 2 other advantages. A customer is planning to take a flight from London Heathrow Airport. The representative types in a code LHR, okay, for London Heathrow Airport. One reason for using the code for the airport is to improve data accuracy. This is a very tricky question. Describe 2 other advantages of using the code, okay, rather than just typing out the full name. So 2 other advantages. We've seen one, okay, to improve data accuracy. Now, another thing for using the code to be able to what? Once you type in the code, it brings out what? The I hate when these people do this. They've brought in the light. I would have just been patient, right? I would have been patient. So I just went to subscribe. But it's fine. It's all the glory of God. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead. All right. Okay. So describe 2 other advantages of using a code rather than typing out the full name. So one, we've talked about the improved security. Another one is the fact that it can help us to just quickly search the data. Okay. So it's quicker to just search the data because when we look at this right here, one reason is improved that security and the customer is planning to take a flight from this. So all he has to do is type in a code, right? And the LHR is for this. So if I type in maybe NGA, it means Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria airport. If I type in maybe USA, it means United States of America. Just putting up some codes, really. Okay, so it's very easy to search the data. You can just search, and it's very easy to just enter the data. And since you're using code, really, it makes it of less memory in the computer, really. Okay. So we have okay. So we have describe the importance of data accuracy when making a booking. When we talk about data accuracy, right, we'll talk about your ability to be able to ensure the data is put in the right order. What we talk about now, the importance is the fact that if a data is typed incorrectly, then what happens? The booking is rejected, right? I don't know if that makes sense. 2, we can see the fact that if an incorrect airport code is used, then what happens? If you type in, let's go back to the question. This means the airport. Let's say for Nigeria, we have, okay, I'm making this too fictional. Let's do Waka now. Wakana.com. Or airline. Let's do Qatar Airline. Okay, so Qatar Airways. Let's go to the website for Qatar Airways. So let's make it real. I don't want to okay, so let's do this, right? So all I this is the Qatar Airline. So all I have to do is Okay, this is one way return. So I could do from where are you going to? Can you see the codes? This is it here. These are the codes for the airport, as simple as possible. So let's say I'm coming from of course, obviously it's Nigeria, right? So yes, script. So which country are you in? Are you on?
Uh, I'm Indian. From India.
India. Okay, fine. So Nigeria to India. Okay, let's go.
Hmm.
All right. All right. No, I don't want to join any privilege call right now. Just from okay, Abuja, right? So this is Nandi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, right? To India, let's see. So we have three. Okay, okay. We have four. So I know of Chennai. I have a student in Chennai. We said in India, are you Chennai or um I think this one Chennai. I can't remember the other part. Which part are you from in India? Script.
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Mumbai is popular place. Mumbai. So let's say, do we have Mumbai? Okay, Mumbai. Okay, so in Mumbai is okay. Can you pronounce this for me? I
Ch-
okay.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, basically.
Thank you. Thank you. Gracias.
No problem.
Gracias. Okay. All right. All right. Because that was that gave me Oof. All right. So I have this, right? So let's say I'm going with a business class. Okay. All right, Mr. Jairo, I see you. Okay. Yeah. And I'm just going alone, just me. Right. So let me confirm it. Departure date, return date. And then the next thing is to show flight. Okay. That is going to take me it's loading the results. Okay, now it's showing me all the fantastic things I'm gonna get in in business class. Okay, so going to Mumbai from Nigeria, departure time is 2.8 million naira, and that is it ranges, right? If I'm going on Sunday, this is departure date. If I'm going on Monday, if I'm going on Tuesday, I don't think I'll go on Tuesday. Okay, I don't think I'll go on Tuesday. Okay, all right. So literally, this is the departure time. Okay, so this is how it works. So you guys you're able to see how this works as much as possible. So it simply means that if an incorrect airport code is used, that may fly you to the wrong place. So if I know I'm going to India and I pick China, right, instead of Mumbai, okay, I'm a long way from home because I'm like, oh, people were like, oh no, if you would have just stopped in Mumbai, and that will actually be very helpful. So this is really a good question, and obviously there's a practical to it, and that makes it very, very easy. So the first one is, I hope I've started recording. Oh, yes. Okay, so the first one is, like I said, if the data is typed incorrectly, then the booking may be rejected. Two, if the incorrect airport code is used, they may fly you to the wrong airport. That means you're going to miss the flight. Okay, just to add to it, so that the wrong booking is not made. That's all lessons why they're using the booking code. So okay, you're going to India, you just select India without showing which part of India that you are departing, you're going to be arriving at. Okay, so it's very, very important. And then if a number of passengers is incorrectly entered, then the number of seats will be wrong. Okay, or what we call overbooking. Okay. So that's for the B part right here. So let's move on. Describe the processing and output involved. Okay. Describe the processing and output involved in making the booking. Remember, it's online booking. So let's look at what are the processes involved. What we have done, Qatar Airline, right? So let's explain this. Now, it displays the flight available. Can you see these are the flights available? If I go here, flights are not available here. to go to Mumbai, India, okay, it simply means that these are the departure times: Sunday, Monday, and Tuesdays. 2, the booking database is search, okay, for the customer reference number. Obviously, I have to log in. Okay, I have to log in. Now, the matching record is retrieved. Okay, the next point is the fact that the details of the customer, right, are displayed on the screen. I'm going to repeat myself again. The first one is display flight available, like we've seen. These are the days I'm returning. Remember, is to and fro. Yes, to and fro. So I'm paying 2.8 to depart and also to return. Okay. The booking database is search for what? The customer reference number. The matching record is retrieved. The next one is details of the customer are displayed on the screen. The next one is booking database is search matching what? The departure what? Airport. Okay. My own is the one in Abuja, Murtala Mohammed, Abuja. And then if the flight is correct, the date and time is found. This is the date. And obviously, once you log in, the time of, obviously, if you click here and you select this, it shows you fare displays are for all passengers. Can you see this? So for business, during this flight you'll be seated in economic class. That's for the lowest fee. This is for mixed cabin. Okay, during this flight you'll be seated in economics class. To bomb. Okay, all right. Now, this is for 3 stops, which takes in 23 hours, 40 minutes. This is 1 stop. This is 1 stop. So this one I've selected is for what? The mixed cabin and for 1 stop. And this is going to take me 14 hours, 50 minutes to get to Mumbai. 14 hours. Okay, that's really far. Okay, okay. So if I'm going to go today, this is by 7 o'clock. And this is like the next day or something. Yeah, the next day. Okay, so that's just what it does, right? So it search or if the seats or tickets are available. Okay, so yes, I will select this business. Can you see? 2 seats left. Okay, and if you log in, this is what you actually earn, the Avios. Okay, so this is for great flexibility, business comfort. This is for business airlines. So total for all passengers. This is 2 seats left. This is okay, so this is 1.7 million for the business airlines, then 1.4 for the comfort. So I will have to go to Abuja, take a flight to Abuja, and then take a flight to Mumbai. Okay. Okay. Now, if unavailable, an error message is being displayed. Here you can see that there are 2 seats left. It checks to see the numbers of seats available, and then it will output the price, like we've seen. Okay. If the seat is available, flag seats are what? Are booked. So I can select each of the fares. Okay. And then I've not logged in, so it's fine. Departure selected. Select your return flight from Mumbai to Abuja. So my return flight is going to be, so I'm paying twice. This is for departure. My return flight is going to be, let's say I want to, okay, so this is where I selected between these days that I'll be staying. So if I'm coming back on the Okay. So let me see. So I'm going on the 18th, returning on the 21. Okay. So that's what I selected, really. So this is going to be Wednesday 18. Okay, Wednesday 18 is when I'm returning. Okay, this will be my return flight. So just to show you an idea. Okay, so this is from 15th to 18th. One passenger. Okay. Now, another thing is, if not booked, then the flag is what removed. Okay. So in this case, I'm not booking really. Okay. This is just to show you an example. Then I'm going to click on cancel or choose flight because I have to do the whole process all again. I can cancel it and then do the whole process all again. And probably I will just go back and choose another one. Okay. So the whole essence of this is to reduce numbers of flights, numbers of seats or tickets available by the number being booked. So it's the whole essence of this, right? Like I said, this is something that is practical. If you're the type that have been traveling, probably you just know how to answer questions like this. And after all these processes, what happens? Your e-ticket details are being output and is sent to the computer, and then you have your ticket, your soft copy ticket of which you're going to present, okay, when you get there. And of course, they will check on their end as well to ensure that is done. Do you understand? Please, any question? Okay, question 14. A road through a village has a speed limit, okay, has a speed limit of 45 kilometers per hour. The police are checking and recording the speed of vehicle passing through the village. So it has a speed limit of 45 kilometers per hour. Using measuring hardware and software, so they can produce a report of their findings. Police are checking and recording the speed of the vehicle passing through the village using. Okay, so this is chapter 1. Oh, right? I know. It's surprising. It's chapter 1. Types are common of the computer system. Explain the difference. Okay, the difference between measurement and control using, let me see, using microprocessor. Let me check. Chapter 1 of the textbook. Yeah. It's right here. I get to show you where this is found in the textbook for every question. Okay, this is under types of application software. Yeah, look at it. Control and measurement. Okay, so this is it right here. Okay. So what is the difference between measurement and control using the microprocessor? So for measurement, right? What measurement does is recording of what? Physical what? Variables without the microprocessor taking action. And we see it here. So what the measurement does is measure physical quantities, right, in real world without the microprocessor taking any action. So it's just to measure, from the word measurement, to measure physical quantities. Okay. When it comes to the control is when the microprocessor takes action depending on sensor reading. Do you understand? Sorry, let me zoom in so that I want us to explore this. These questions, they come out rarely. It's not all the time, but if it does, you have to be very careful. So I'm zooming in so we can see this together. Now, for measurement, right, is the monitoring or recording of physical what? Variables or quantities without the microprocessor taking action in relation to the question. So a good example is temperature. A good example is speed. Do you understand? The next one is control. So what control does is it compares the sensor data with the stored data and sending out signals to alter what? Process parameters. Now, in relation to the question, this is when the microprocessor takes action, depending on what that sensor reading. So going back to this question now, it says the police are checking the recording. The police are checking and recording the speed. Now, in textbook is temperature. In this question is speed, right? Of vehicle passing through the village using measurement hardware and software. So they can produce the report they are finding. So anybody that drives more than the speed limit. So what the measurement software does is to what? Monitor and record all vehicles passing. Then anybody that is going above the speed limit, this is where the control the control software comes in, which is when the microprocessor will take up action depending on what? The sensor. Remember, what measures the physical variables or the physical quantities is what? Sensor. Do you understand? It's sensor. Because sensor is analog. And the only way sensor can be able to send that reading to the computer is using what we call what? A converter. Analog to digital what? Converter. Let me show you. Sorry. You know, all these questions, they are just, you see that in chapter 2 of the textbook. They're just intertwined. Chapter 2 of the textbook. Yes, under input, not DDE, under input. Yes, which is 2.10. 2.10 sensor, 2.11 is light pen. Yeah, is it? So you can see that. So it imputes that to computer. The data is what? A measurement of some physical quantities that is continuously what? Changing. They gave an example: temperature, light, moisture. Let's add another one: speed. Okay, so this sensor needs to be converted, and this is done by what? Analog to digital what? Converter. Okay, what? Sensor are using what? Monitoring and what? Control what? Applications. Do you understand? All right. Please, if you have any question, okay, I think I have new post. What's happening? It's covering my camera. It said what? Entry data is faster. Okay. Yes, script, talk to me.
So what's the main purpose of ADC? I didn't quite understand that.
The main purpose of what?
ADC, like what's the main purpose of it? Like how's it related to
Good,
sensors?
good. So what ADC does really is analog. What ADC does is to convert all the readings of the environment to the computer. And now
So it
remember,
can understand it.
yes, so that the computer can be able to understand. Remember, computer is just binary, machine language, really. What the computer understands is discrete. It's right there in the textbook, really. Okay. So remember, I said because computer only understands what? Digital data. So information from the sensor needs to be converted so that the computer can be able to understand the reading. Of course, in a preset value, that's where control comes in. So what sense, once the computer has been able to interpret the information from the sensor, it sends it next to what? The actuators. And this is done with what? A DAC, digital to analog converter. I feel like dropping the mic. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Exactly. Okay.
Yes, thanks.
All right. So let's describe the role of the microprocessor in this scenario. Chapter 5, microcontrolled devices. Let's talk about the microprocessor here. So what happens is the microprocessor reads the data. There's the reading. Remember, the speed limits is stored in the computer, right? So to say that if it's less than 45, do nothing. If it's above 45 kilometers speed limit, then there's going to be a ticket issued to you, straight up. Fact, you see a ticket, you'll be booked. Okay. Nobody likes to be booked, really. Nobody. So everybody's always, if you start doing 46, you calm down. Let me quickly. All right. Now it divides the speed, right, traveled by the time taken between the readings. Okay. So distance divided by what? The time taken to what? Between the readings. And once that is done, the speed of the vehicle is then compared to the speed limit on the road. The speed is recorded. Now, it sends the data for later processing. Now, the graphs are now automatically produced, right, of the numbers of cars speeding. Remember, if you check here, you see that, for example, take a measurement, okay, when monitoring the data set to computer, it's often directly transferred to a spreadsheet package. That is where you make your graph. So just to iterate the whole thing again, microprocessor reads the data, the speed limit is stored, which is stored in the computer. That's the second point. Then it's going to divide the distance traveled by the time taken between the readings. Then the speed of the vehicle is then compared with the speed limit on the road that has been stored in the computer. The speed of the car is recorded. It sends that particular speed to the computer using the ADC. Okay, and then once that is done, a graph is plotted to know if this person is, because graph is when we talk about graph, they are the pictorial representations of our tables, right? So it helps the police to say, oh, this is 45. This person has gone above 45. They don't want to know. If the chart says above 45, you'll be booked. Okay? All right. I know this questions were a bit technical, but that's when I say what we're having a vision, really. All right, so we are done with this paper. So script, do you have any past paper you want us to look at in mind? Do you have any past paper in mind that you want us to look at? Maybe it's feeling very tricky and
Not in specific. The actual thing is I have an ICT exam on Monday, so I'm actually finding papers to solve. So
okay. So Stephanie, do you have any past paper in mind? Do you have any past paper in mind, or should I just pick anyone? I'm terrible picking, but I'm going to try. There's a new post. Okay, so let me pick one. Let me just pick one. Okay, I'm terrible when it comes to picking of past papers. So let's do so this is the whole archive. This is the whole archive right here. When it comes to paper one, I always prefer from 2015 to 2023. Although there are some questions from 2015 to 2022 that are no longer in third edition anymore, but we'll skip them and pick the ones that are relevant to us. So 2015 to 2022, which year are we going for? Stephanie and Script. Which year are we going for?
I think the newest one, so 2022.
2022? Okay. So we have May, June, February, May, October. So which is it?
I prefer Feb March. Yeah.
Oh, you're going for February, March. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, it's fine. I understand. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's do okay, so we have 11. Okay. QP 11. Okay, 1 2 rather, sorry. 1 2. So 1 2 it is. Please note that it's no longer 2 hours, but rather it is now 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, and also we scroll down. The question mark for each paper, for paper one to be precise, is no longer 100 marks. Okay, so let's take comfort that it's now 80 marks. Okay, you have all seen the threshold for May June. Okay, so this should not come surprising to anyone. Of course, my students I've communicated that to them as much as possible, but to Script as well, So obviously, you know that, right? Okay. Okay. The okay. I have this here. Okay. Um. Okay. So let's go ahead. Okay, I think we'll close this. We don't need this anymore. This is service purpose. Okay, I can just save this and then I can close. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I want to be sure that you guys are seeing my screen. All right, a tablet computer consists of both hardware and softwares. Now, one thing about IGCSE is the fact that the more the question goes, the more harder it becomes. So it's always very, very simple at the beginning. Okay. So this is chapter 1 of the textbook. Consists of both hardwares and softwares. Define the term hardware. Let me bring this textbook here. Hardwares are the physical components of the computer. This is chapter 1, like I said. And I want to show you where you can see it. You see it here. Well, good news for Agile Tech. I've started videos on E-level, ES and E-level for IT. So obviously that should bring good news to some students who are like, oh God, I'm going for IT. Okay, so hardware is here, right? It's the general term for physical component that makes up a typical computer system. That's what they are, right? So it's a physical component, the general term for all physical components that makes up a typical computer system. And it's just 1 mark, so just 1 point, really. One input device used on a tablet computer is a touchscreen. Now, tablet computers are types of mobile computers. We have smartphone. Wait for it. We have laptop, tablet, phablet, smartphone. Literally. Difference between a smartphone, a phablet, and a tablet is just the inch. Okay, Mr. Jao. Where did you see that in the textbook? I will show you. It's fine. I'll show you. Okay, so it's right here. Nope. The last, yeah, right here. Look at it. Can you see that? Right, so we have the smartphone, which is up to 5.1 inch. Then the phablet is between 5.1 and 7 inch. So the phones you're using is called a phablet. But now imagine you're going to a market to buy an iPhone 14. You're like, okay, I want to buy a phablet 14. I want to buy I want to buy a phablet. The shop person will tell you, we don't have phablets. We don't sell phablets. Okay. Yeah, I want to buy an iPhone, a phablet iPhone. No, we don't sell phablet iPhone. It's smartphone we sell. So it's always a general conception, the fact that every mobile device is a smartphone. But literally, we have smartphones are the smaller ones, like the mini versions, and we have our phablets, and then we have our tablets. Okay, so we have between 5.1 and then 7 inch, and then we have the tablet that is over 7 inch. Okay. All right, that's a short commercial break. So let's go back to it. So touchscreen can be seen as an input and then an output. This is chapter 2 of the textbook, where we'll talk about the input and then we'll talk about the output. Okay. All right. So name 2 other input devices built into a tablet. Now, I want to show you a tablet. They've taken the light again. Hopefully, this mobile data will be of some good use. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead. This we are playing with the power supply. All right, so okay, I wanted to show you guys the phablet. So this is the tablet rather, touchscreen. So what other input device can you see in this touchscreen? Okay, what other can you see? Yes, script. What other inputs can you see?
A button.
Is that?
A button.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, interesting.
Yes, Stephanie. What other inputs can you see, Stephanie? Let's see. Okay, let's say we're using a tablet right now. Okay. Maybe you want to. We know input devices, right? We know the inputs. Now, if you mention those inputs, what are those things that are built on a tablet? Okay. Number one, the obvious one is microphone. Right? Microphone. Let me see what Stephanie has. Let me see what Stephanie has said. She said camera. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Camera is actually correct. So camera is also one of them. Okay. So we can have a camera because it can capture you, and then we have a microphone. Okay. As much as possible. Okay. Two, and that's two I can think of. Write down two examples of assisted software. Now, see this. We have not done anything for 5 marks. This is how it gets very, very interesting. Now, two examples of assisted softwares. Now we have softwares, okay? They are general terms for programs. We have application software and system softwares. This is also chapter 1. For 5 marks, you are still on chapter 1. Whenever I do revisions with students, I always tell them, watch out for the patterns. Watch out for the chapters of the textbook that they always frequently bring in, okay? That will give you some marks, at least to go on with. Now, write down two examples of assisted software. Okay, let me just open it for you guys. Finally,
Can I
the
try?
what? Yeah, please, script, please. You can try. Please go ahead.
A linker and a compiler?
Bravo. Bravo. That is very correct. I might need to switch to my mobile data. Yeah, fine. I don't use my datas, obviously, because okay. So we have, yeah, that's very correct. Okay. Yes, Stephanie, do you have something to add to it? So Stephanie said Android. Okay, Android. Okay, Stephanie. The Android, is it for the question, or do you want to buy an Android phone? I want to ask a question. Sorry, maybe I meant it to be humorous. When you said Android, it's taking me to Android phone, like literally Google Android. Talking about Android, there's Pixel 8 coming, and Google's promised to do like 7 years worth of upgrade on the Google Pixels. I do not want to do adverts on mobile phones. That will be on tech, agile tech or something. Yeah. Okay. So let me go ahead. Okay, so let me literally open it for you. Okay, let me open it. Sister software. But script, that is very correct. So it's right here, right? So for system software, like I said, for software, there are general terms. Okay, we have application software that carries out the specific tasks, and then we have the system software that helps with the smooth running of the computer system. Nope. At the top, 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 at the top. Nope. Still at the top. Yes. So this is to solve a particular task. Let me just do a brush through of this topic. I felt I need to. So software is a general term used for programs that control the computer system and process data. Application software, which is one of the types, it provides service that the user requires to solve a given task. These are examples of application software: word processing, spreadsheet, apps and applets. Applets are small applications that carries out a specific task. Then we have video editing, we have graphics editing, audio editing, etc. Okay, let me mute. Okay, the system software, they provide a platform on which other softwares can run. So we have compilers, linkers, device drivers, operating system, and utilities. A good example of your utilities are your antiviruses. Device drivers, right? They make the hardware to be able to communicate with the computer system. Okay, so just dive through. Okay, so please, this is very, very important. For linkers, what linker does is a computer program that takes one object file produced by the compiler and combines them into a single program. Okay, all right. So that's 2 marks. Okay, SQL SQL 2 items that contain personal data. Now, this is chapter 8 of the textbook. Under e-safety, we talk about personal data and sensitive data. Now, we said personal data are those data that can be able to identify a person, okay, that's unique to you, can be able to identify you. And we have personal data like your email address, and then we have IP address, and then we also have sensitive data. But in this case, both personal and sensitive are all together. So yes, script, can you help me circle? Can you help me? So can you choose which is it? Which is personal?
Bank card and medical record.
That is very correct. The bank card is correct. Emmanuel, Stephanie, is medical record correct?
Oh, could be barcode.
Or do you have something? She said medical record and bank card. So we're all saying the same thing then. Okay. Okay. So right here. Okay. So this is like 7 marks. Okay, you're just getting 7 marks, and like you have like wow an A star, 7 marks. You have um 7 marks. You have 31 marks to go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Internal memory of a computer consists of both ROM and RAM. This is still chapter 1 of the textbook. Now, describe the term ROM. The first thing you do when you see something like this, right, it's a no-brainer. Literally, it's a no-brainer. Is ROM means that stands for read only memory. That's the first mark. You come here again. RAM stands for random access memory. Sorry, I want to be sure that I did my my data on meter connections. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. The heart was facing there. Okay. Let me use black. Black is better. Okay. So that's literally the first thing you do. Okay. So that's the first thing. 2 marks already. Now for ROM are what? Non-volatile. It simply means that the data configuration that is stored is not lost when the computer is switched off. Now, talking about backing storage is non-volatile as well, but they're used to store your files. The whole essence of the ROM is for the information or data stored there is your data configurations. Now, talk is cheap. Let me show you in the textbook real quick. Mr. Gerald, that is always my culture. For every question, I get to show you where you find it in the textbook. I know this textbook is very voluminous. A student said, I'm not going to read the textbook, Mr. Gerald, so it's out of the table. I know. So let's read it. Let's read it together, right? Let's read it together. So we have this. Yes, this is it here. Nope, up, still up. Yep. Okay, so here is it, right? Now, it's worth noting that the ROM also contains some coding known as what? The boot file. This code tells the computer what to do when it first starts up. It is often referred to as the BIOS. Okay, but now this is where it is. Now it is used to store information that needs to be permanent. It is often used to contain, for example, configuration data for a computer system. So the chips used for one, right, cannot be altered, right? So invariably, it is used to store what? Startup what? Instructions. This is it here, which is what? The BIOS. Okay, startup instruction. Okay, that's what it's used for, to store what? Startup instructions. Okay, I think. Is somebody trying to join? Does I head keep some? Okay. All right. So that's that for ROM. Please, is it clear? So the first one is the acronym, which is read-only memory. The other one is it is non-volatile in nature because it's data stored. It's not lost when the power is switched off, and then it's used to store what? Startup what? Instruction. And a good example is what? Your BIOS, which is what? Basic input and output what? System. Then the next one, they're all part of what? The internal memory. There are two types of internal memory. The next one is the RAM. The first one, like I said, is random access memory. The second one is data is lost when the computer is turned off. That is why they are what? A temporary memory. Okay. And another thing is, let's come back here. Okay. It is used to store what? Data. And part of the operating system currently in use. Can you see that? It stores the current running what? Instructions or programs. Okay. And don't forget, RAM can be written and read from. Can be written to and read from. Do you understand? Yeah. So please, is it clear? No, I think it's clear for everyone. We can just move on. Okay, time is fast spent. I have just 10 minutes and then we call it a day. Modern laptops use solid state drive. This is chapter 3 of the textbook under storage rather than hard disk drive. State 3 advantages of using SSD rather than HDD. Remember, under storage, HDD falls under what? The magnetic. Okay, right here, it falls under what we call the magnetic what? Device. Right here. Magnetic what? Storage device. So we have magnetic tape and then we have what? The hard disk drive. Okay. Then for the SSD falls under the solid state technology. Right here. Falls under what we call the solid state technology. Okay. Under the solid state media and what? Devices. So solid state. Right? Now, when we look at advantage of using SSD, you can see that one, my laptop is using SSD. This is how you know what your laptop is making use of. You go to control panel. People want to know if you can also see it under the task manager as well. Under yes, under look at it under disks. Can you see SSD? These are all you have to do is come to performance. You see the CPU. You see the Wi-Fi. Okay. You can see the rate here, the GPU, which is graphic processing unit. I'm not playing any game right now. This is my disk 1, which is my memory card. Okay, this is my hard disk drive. Okay, and this is my RAM. Okay, the random access memory, and this is the central. This is my processor. Okay, most of you don't really pay attention to all this really, but it is. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you know. This is one way to know. Another one is you can come here to system and security, the defragment, and then you can see the media type SSD. Can you see that? Okay. So whichever one, that's how you know. Okay. You can see that this is removable. Okay. All right. So startup of the laptop is faster, and then it makes laptop to be more compact. Ever since SSD has replaced HDD, it's right in the textbook. Taking over HDD as the main type of backing storage. They have revolutionized computer over the last few years. They use solid state media and can be used in the same way as HDD. They have enabled laptop to become thinner, more lighter. Can you see that? So it makes the laptop more compact, and it helps to reduce the weight of the laptop, as SSD is lighter. And they conserve battery power. Okay, they consume less power than HDD. They can see it here. This is it here. They want more cooler than HDD. Okay. They have lower power consumption. Because they have no moving power, they are very thin. Their data transfer speed. Let me see if that is relevant to the question. Yes. Okay, so the data transfer speed is also much faster, and access time also is also much faster. Okay. Check whether the following statement refers to control, measurement, or modeling system. I love this question. All right. Control, what's this? Control and measurement is chapter 1. Modeling is chapter 6. Wow. I love it. All right. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to share 2-2, right? 2 for Stephanie, 2 for script. Okay. So who is going first? Script. Okay. I script say, oh no, not me first. Okay, it's fine. All right. Maintaining the growing condition in a glass house is for what? So which is it? Maintaining.
Control, right? Yeah.
Good. Bravo. That's good. That's good. Okay. So script wants to ensure that it's winning this. Okay. All right. The next one is aircraft flight simulations is what?
Modeling.
That is correct. All right. So that's 2-0. Stephanie, you're up next. Okay. Monitoring the pollution in a river is what? Monitor the pollution in a river. She types, so let's see. Yes, it's faster than HTTP. Yes, you're correct. It's faster than HTTP because the startup is faster. Yes. So the question is monitoring the pollution in a river, Stephanie, is it control, is it measurement, is it modeling? So which is it? Okay, she's typing. Yeah, Stephanie, can you hear me? Okay, I think she's typing. Okay, so okay, while you're typing, also using what if is also what? Using what if. Okay, she said the first one is measurement. That is very correct. So that's 2-1. Okay. All right. Using what if? Okay. Script is a tie, so that's 2-2. Okay, so that's very correct. Modeling. All right. All right. So nobody wins. Okay. Okay. All right. The World Wide Web is often mistaken for the internet. Chapter 10 of the textbook, communications. Explain the difference between World Wide Web and the internet. This is a very, very good question. I'm going to show you where you can find it. I'm going to show you where you can find it. This is chapter 10. Chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter 10. Okay. Somewhere within here.
Sorry, I actually have to leave because it's kind of getting late for me.
It's
So,
fine. It's fine. I remember
yeah,
that's 4 hours 30 minutes. So that's 11:58. Yes, that's correct.
it's
Yeah.
it's 12:30 actually. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I thank you for the media. It really helped me, how to answer. So yeah, thanks for that.
It's fine.
I'll see you later. Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. I'm even rounding up right now. So in closing, Emanuela, let me just look for the website www. That should be here. I want to make sure that oh nope, this social networking. Okay, I've seen it. It's right here. Yes, this is it here under the web browser, and then we have website address. Let me see. It's for web browser. Search engines. Okay, let me see. I want to. It's somewhere around here. I just want to find. Okay, this is it here. Yeah. Now look at the set. In construct, the World Wide Web is only part of the internet, which user can access using web browser software. Okay. The World Wide Web consists of a massive collection of web pages. Okay, so with this, we can see that a World Wide Web is what? A collection of what? Websites. That's the first thing. Okay. And the www is also part of what? The internet. And then the World Wide Web can also be accessed through what? The internet. Do you understand? So it's only part of the internet which can also be accessed. So it's a collection of what? Web pages or websites, and it's part of the internet. It can be accessed through the internet. And of course, for the internet, however, this will explain everything. For the internet, right, it's a global network of what? Networks. A good example, example of the internet is part of what? The wide area network. Okay. And is like I said, a collection of what? Interconnected networks, and users can be able to send and receive emails. It makes use of transmission protocols such as the transmission controlled protocol and then the internet what? Protocol. Okay. So that's what we're going to end today. Okay. Okay, let's do this one, Emanuela, and then we end. This is what we know. Let's just do this one. They said the web address for Cambridge IGCSE is This is the full website, right? We want to split it. This means what? Describe this. The HTTPS, right? Which is Hypertext Transfer Protocol secured. That's what it is. That's the first thing first, right? So this is a set of rules. I said describe the following part of the website. So this is a set of rules or protocol for transferring web page securely. That's what HTTPS means. This is, you see this here. This here. Exactly. This is just a carbon copy of it. It's right here. Look at it. Can you see that? So protocol is either what? HTTP or HTTPS. So this means what? Hypertext. And they give us an example here. Right? So this means hypertext transfer protocol. So it's a set of rules, right? To transfer web page securely. The next one is what? Cambridge International. This means what? This is the domain name. Look at it now. It's the name of the website. So in this case now, this is the domain name. Domain name for Edwood is what? Edwood College. Okay. This one is domain host. This is the domain name. .com, .org is the domain type. Okay. What else? So this is the domain type. Can you see that? It's the domain type. Okay. Finally, /IGCSE. This is the path. Okay, this is going to be the path. Okay, let me see. Slash, see, so IGCSE. Okay, so this is going to be the path. In this case, this is the path, right? Which is the web page. So under this, we can have /ICT /physics /whatever. So this is going to be seen as what? The path, which is the web page. Okay, so we see it as the folder. That part means the folder, right? In which the work is stored in the Cambridge International what? Server. I hope that makes sense. Then if it's / another thing, that becomes the file name. All right, so we're going to end here. This is what I want you to do. Okay, can we have a class tomorrow? Tomorrow is Sunday. Is it possible if we can have a class tomorrow? Please let me know in the chat if tomorrow class will be possible. So we're ending here because the class is 6 to 8. I apologize for taking 5 minutes of your time. So yes, Emmanuel, please let me know if tomorrow class will be possible. Okay, you have lesson tomorrow. It's fine. So maybe I don't know. We'll fix the time. So please let me know between Monday and okay. Let's look at it. The time. Let me open my calendar, Google Calendar right here, so we can just plan it together. Our exam is on the 19th, right? This is for what? No, we don't have it this class. Okay. Okay, so our exam is on the 19th, which is Thursday. So we just have like 1, 2, 3, 4 days to go. Okay. So Sunday is off, so that we have just 3 days to go. So between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we need to have at least 2 classes. So please let me know which days is possible. Which days is possible? Between Monday, Wednesday is general class for everybody. Okay. So between Monday and Tuesday, which classes? When are you free for us to have a class? Probably Monday. Okay, this is what you do for me, Manila. Look at your agenda and then let me know on either on Sunday or when we see in school on Monday, so that we can just know the time we'll have the class. Either it's Monday or Tuesday, what time. Okay. All right. Bye bye. See you in school. Bye.